quite often we come across key sets that have the side of it just totally blown out, and the old part of the key button is just nowhere to be seen. So one solution to this, of course, is to replace the key button, but depending on the scope of the project, sometimes that's just going to be overkill. So we're just going to repair that. There are various ways to do it, and I'm going to show you one of them. So let's start with putting it in the clamp. So we just have a nice place to work. And then here I'll kind of estimate, looks like where I'm just above the mortise of the key. So the button, of course, kind of hovers above the mortise. So I'll estimate where that line is, directly above the mortise. It doesn't matter so much because you're going to adjust it later, and then depending on the thickness of the felt that you rebush it with, that will also play a role. Getting down, not quite to the bottom there, but I'm close. I don't want to mark up the key back here, so I'm going to get those teeth close to the back of the key, but not quite. And then for this side, I'll be flush with the top of the key here, kind of using this as my sawing plane, and just sort of gently start and kind of ease around the corner. To do my side cut, same thing here. And I've left just a little bit of key button here. This one looks a little bit cleaner. I'm just going to kind of clean that up a little bit. So maybe I'll start by sort of scoring it. And this chisel is very sharp, which I highly recommend. Can you get the shot in there? Yeah, it just takes off those paper thin slices. So we have a good gluing surface. And then before the video, I just found some wood that seemed hard enough. I'm going to try and get the grain going, this way. So it looks like I'm slightly long, maybe by, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or something like that. And then I'll cut it off here. It doesn't really matter where, just sort of, I don't know, about right there. So let's go over the bandsaw. Maybe first I'll shorten it a little bit. Okay, so I'll make sure I get glue on the whole surface, so that looks like a pretty good dry fit. It looks like it's the same length, and then after it's dry, we'll shape it. We'll we'll get it flush with the side of the key the way this side is, and we'll shape it on those sides, but we're getting ahead of ourselves there. So get the gluing in here. Get all these surfaces. So you can see this, it's not shaped at all. The only thing that is the dimension before I'm gluing it is the length. Looks quite perfect, I think. And then here, this is straight. We've got, and this is, of course, a right angle. We go to kind of a lateral orientation, and then one going straight down. Okay, it looks like we've got a little bit of glue squeeze out, which is what we want. Tells us we're pretty well covered on all surfaces. Then after that glue dries, we'll start shaping and sanding, maybe a little bit of chisel to get it looking like nothing ever happened. Now that the glue is all dry, let's get to shaping it. So you take the clamps off, and here's what we have so far. Glued on there nice and tight. So let's see what we can do to shape it now. We'll try this one, see if that, yeah, maybe I'll tip it in a little bit slightly so that I don't sand the side very much, or at all, hopefully. Start with the side. Get the side a little closer. Seems like a pretty good match. So then just remove this old bushing and then be ready for a new bushing.